Hey, what's up? I'm Alexander Miller, and you're back at the Trailer Project. Now, today we're doing something really special because it is one of my all-time favorite films from one of my all-time favorite filmmakers, and that is none other than Werner Herzog's 1979 film, Nosferatu. You have the 1920s version from F.W. Murnau, which in and of itself was kind of a controversy because he kind of just cribbed Bram Stoker's Dracula novel and kind of made it something unique and different, and in my opinion, I think it's a little more exciting. Then Werner Herzog got his hands on it in the 1970s with his maniac lead man, Klaus Kinski, and approached the material with his kind of documentary verite realist approach with touches of gothic phantasmagoria. As you can see here, we have some terrifying dead people, and yes, they are dead people. Now, Herzog's film is less a horror movie and more of a slow-burning, atmospheric, gothic period film. That's not to say it's not incredibly creepy, and that's not to say it's not incredibly awesome.
So Herzog was having some issues with his US visa and fled to Mexico, and at this time he was riding in rodeos, and in the small town of Guanajuato, Mexico, he found these bodies known as the mummies of Guanajuato, and Herzog being Herzog, he just schlepped them around and filmed them. Yeah, you can't make this shit up. It's kind of funny because this isn't a very effective trailer, it's just kind of random clips from the movie. So you got Bruno Ganz writing his letter home. This is funny though because unlike the other Nosferatu films, that's Jonathan Harker, and the vampires Count Dracula, whereas these usually Count Orlok. Because by the time Herzog made this, Bram Stoker's story was in the public domain, so he just said fuck it and used the characters' names from the Bram Stoker novel. Until more recent films like Bad Lieutenant Protocol New Orleans, Herzog didn't really do genre so much. So what you have here is kind of a horror film that's not very scary, but in his approach he makes a very moody, and I think at times very unsettling vampire story that is occasionally funny. And at the heart of it you have Klaus Kinski, a terrible person, however has the perfect look for this type of vampire. He's not the plague-ridden cesspool from the Robert Eggers film, and he's not the romantic loner from so many other Dracula movies. Whereas here, Kinski's vampire is more of this kind of wheezing sad sack, and it's definitely one of the film's strengths, but I think the best performance here is easily Isabelle Adjani, and that's kind of par for the course, anything that she's in. So yeah, this is kind of funny. Back in the late 90s and early 2000s, for some reason this film was all over the place on VHS. So I bought it thinking it was the original silent film. So then when I took it home and started watching it, I'm kind of like, whoa, what the hell? Why is vampire spelled with a Y? But then I got into its frequency and really dug it. Years later, when I was getting into film more seriously, I discovered Herzog and saw Aguirre the Wrath of God and was really obsessed with it. So then I doubled back and I realized that I had already kind of been into Herzog, having accidentally discovered this version of Nosferatu.
The vampire.
Thanks for watching. Wait, bonus.
Now, this is kind of a fun little bonus. There are technically 3 official Nosferatu films. You have the F.W. Murnau film from the 1920s. There's the Herzog treatment in 1979. And of course, we have the Robert Eggers film from 2024. However, there are actually 5 Nosferatu movies. In 2000, one of my favorite directors, Elias Merhaj, did Shadow of the Vampire, which is kind of a speculative making of the original Nosferatu, where Willem Dafoe plays Max Schreck, the actor who played the actual vampire in the first movie, and John Malkovich plays F.W. Murnau. And there's kind of like a Faustian deal thing with the whole production of the movie, and it's a great film. It's a great, very pitch black comedy. And then there's this really fucking off-the-wall pseudo-sequel to Herzog's film starring Klaus Kinski called Nosferatu in Venice. It's not great, but it's a lot of fun, incredibly weird, and worth its own trailer commentary. So I don't get too much into that, but that's a little bonus. I thought it'd be fun to look at all these Nosferatus.
Thanks again for watching. We'll catch you next time.